Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for June 28th, 2026. It's Sunday. We have campaign features, and I have finally figured out that I can re-enable the campaign features pop-up, which I don't remember having ever disabled, but apparently it was disabled for me. Anyway, so now we can see them here again, which hasn't been the case for a while. Anyway, Herald has Durationified and Broker has Treasurified. Those are pretty straightforward effects. Broker just gets the treasure type. Herald is a duration, and the next turn effect is +1 card and +1 action. I'm not actually sure if that makes, like, +1 card and +1 action is what, well, net +1 card and +1 action is what Herald does if it hits. So in that sense, the Durationified Herald is like a Herald that's guaranteed to hit, but it's also a Herald that's guaranteed to not chain. So that might actually make it worse. Not really sure about that. I mean, obviously it will depend on what else is going on. Anyway, let's look at the board. Full random kingdom, of course. We've got shelters. We've got colony platinum. Is it just expand that's from prosperity? Yeah, and we still got colony platinum off of that. Only 2 Dark Ages cards as well. We have shelters. Incredible. All right, so we've got Broker and expand for trashing. We've got Herald, Landing Party, and Ironmonger for draw. Obviously, Ironmonger draws a little bit. Oh, and also Broker. Broker can draw. Yeah, Ironmonger, of course, is a little bit tricky to get to actually draw cards, but there's, it can. For plus actions, we've got Ironmonger, Landing Party, Herald, Broker. For gains, we've got Cobbler, Abundance, Groom, Haggler, Rogue, Expand. Okay, so I think the draw, it does look like the biggest limitation here. There's some stuff that draws, but Broker is the only thing that can potentially draw a lot of cards. And maybe that suffices because you do have Rogue to gain back an expensive card, so you can potentially sustainably do that. Plus the Broker doing that can be non-terminal, although how much that helps is, like, it may not help that much for it to be non-terminal because you're, like, probably going to want to be drawing your action cards, right? But how do we want to open? So we have Order of Astrologers, so we can top deck one of our opening buys if we want to. Broker is also the only source of favors. That's I guess I could see taking favors from trashing shelters. Beyond that, I don't anticipate that that's going to be the priority. On 3, there's not much to do but take a silver, I suppose. And then there's a lot of competition at the 4 price point. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd say there's a lot of competition at the 4 price point, and I mean, we do want pretty much all the cards that cost 4. But in the opening specifically, the only real question, I think, is Broker versus Groom. Groom looks amazing. There's so many good cards to gain with it. Broker, obviously, we can get started on trashing. The reward for that is lower than normal because of shelters. Groom does not so much want to gain a Broker because that comes with a silver. So that's, like, I mean, It's not possible that we would open Groom Silver and then fail to even hit 4. I don't think. Because even if we even if we bottom deck the silver, well, if we bottom decked silver copper, I guess we could hit 3 and 3. That would be possible. Okay. Anyway, well, okay, like I said, I'm gonna get silver, because that's seems clear. Bot goes with the Groom. We are gonna get to top deck if we want to. It's the main reason I want to go for Groom first is just because, like I said, we have shelters anyway, so like the impact that Broker is going to have is relatively smaller. We're definitely going to want to play with it, but I do think opening Groom looks better. I will go ahead and top deck it. Okay, well, we can buy our Broker here. So what do we want first? It could be second Groom. That's definitely not unreasonable. We do have an Acropolis in the deck, so we have like a little bit of potential for plus actions that way. For us to not hit 4 again next turn, we have 5 coppers down there. We'd have to bottom deck 2 of them. So we're very likely to hit 4 again, which means well, no, is that true? For us to only hit 3, we'd have to see both shelters, is maybe the better way to put it. And the odds of that are 5 in 7 times 4 in 6, or times 2/3. So a little less than 50%. Okay, so if I was definitely going to hit 4 again, I think it would just be second Groom plus Herald or Ironmonger. And the other thing we could do is delay the Broker even longer, but I don't think that's correct. I think Herald, because, so interestingly, I was saying I'm not sure if the Duration of Fight makes Herald better or not. I think early it does, because like Ironmonger is going to do sifting, which is certainly useful, but Herald's guaranteed to like increase hand size. Whereas if it wasn't doing that, then it, and just like revealing a copper or whatever, that's not really accomplishing much. But I think I'm going to take the Herald to start with. And Broker. Okay, we did hit 4. I'll go ahead and take another Groom. Right, I don't want another silver, so I guess we're buying nothing here. Another Herald. And yeah, oh right. I was gonna say something about frogging the necropolis. That would have been worth considering if I hadn't seen a groom here, but I did, so. Okay. I'm gonna want to probably get even more grooms, but for now, just take another herald, I guess. Bot's going for landing parties. I don't really get that. I mean, I wouldn't mind having landing parties, but heralds and ironmongers just seem better. And probably we. I was gonna say probably we take a favor here. It would make sense to buy an estate and trash the hovel, because then the estate is better to trash with broker. But we have to risk drawing Herald dead. I guess that's probably fine, because we are going to get to top deck something anyway. Aha! Well, now we could do something totally different. So do we want a 5 is the first question. I mean, it is going to be harder to get those from Groom, you know, so... Cobbler looks good for similar reasons to why Groom looks good, but I don't know that it looks good enough to offset the fact that it doesn't play well with Herald or Ironmonger. And it might just be straight outclassed by Groom anyway. I think that's probably the case. In which case, probably Haggler would be the choice. I could get behind getting a Haggler. Expand. The thing about early expand here is I mean, I guess you can expand shelters into 4s. That's not too bad. It's not like too much exciting stuff to do with it, though. Playing the horse as a frog is interesting, because it would still give us the plus actions to play both of these, and then we'd hit 5 again. Nah. Oh, well, Obviously, we could frog the Groom or the Haggler. Keep clicking on these. What do we want to buy if we play the Haggler? I mean, it probably would be Expand. I guess it could also be Rogue, but we're not... As of yet, there's not... I don't know, Rogue is ambitious at this point. So maybe frogging the Haggler is the way to go. Maybe we could buy gold, but... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna... Oh, whoops. Frog this. Okay. Alright, now we can get an expand if we want. Probably trash Hubble for favor. I think I just want more heralds. Probably just top deck one. Not bad. The inconsistency of the heralds and like when they're, how much we're gonna have duration and whatever is gonna probably be a little bit weird to deal with, but oh well. We want to broker silver for draw. Quite possibly. Yeah, like this is, at this point, maybe it's better to frog this herald. Okay, we're definitely doing that. We could expand Necropolis into another herald. Frog this herald. Necropolis to herald. And just get another expand and another herald. I think we are going to want to play with rogues soon. Maybe I shouldn't frog this herald, because we've got... I don't think the bot has taken a single one. Just notice the log doesn't... This isn't like orange in the log. Is landing party? Let's see. Okay, hold on. Do we have more heralds down here, I guess? That's maybe the issue, is that if we want... Yeah, I think I will actually just go ahead and frog it. Yeah, these are orange in the log, so it probably should be orange. I mean, I understand why it's not, but... Okay. Piles are getting quite low. Right. We trash the broker into a rogue, maybe? Like, the broker's not doing very much for us right at the moment anyway. I mean, it can... The one thing it can do is it can draw us a bunch of cards if we trash something else. There's a lot of landing parties in play. Did the bot top deck a bunch of them last turn? It might have done. I know it like just like played a copper or something. We have all of our starting copper in our deck right now. Plus the Haggler would get us to 9. It would be, I think it'd be a good idea to try to buy a colony this turn. I mean, I don't think the bot can really end the game here, but I was thinking about, like, I mean, we do still have 4 heralds in hand that we may get to play, but we do also have 4 coppers down there that they're not going to do anything with. Hmm. Well, we could do like getting the rogue would be enough to get us to colony if we can draw all of our other money. So we could like expand one of the heralds. We know we have like an extra herald this turn anyway. Expand one of the heralds into rogue, broker the haggler for draw, and then plan to rogue back the haggler. I think that makes some sense. This is assuming that we can't like end the game by just gaining all the expands, grooming for the landing parties, and then getting an estate or whatever, which maybe we could. We have 2 expands. Hmm. Getting 5 expands does seem like a bit of a tall order. I think I'm gonna just do this. And groom for an ironmonger, I think. Well, we could get another rogue here off the horse. Sure, why not? This, I think we can just frog. Oh, I meant to groom for Ironmonger before I triggered the shuffle there. Okay, so now we get the Agler back. Play the Herald. Play that. We have extra money because we got the second rogue. Kind of forgot about that. Another Ironmonger. Just gain the Herald, I guess. Get a colony. And it could be a platinum. That can be expanded into colony. It can be expanded and expand if we want to push piles that way. Sure, get platinum. Okay, that's sure. All right, we've already got the platinum in hand. Good to know. I think I'll start with the Ironmongers. Oh, broker the platinum for draw. That could be a thing. The bot only lowered the piles a very little bit there. Obviously we can groom for the last landing party. We still have 2 expands. Hmm. I think we want to keep the broker. It gives us more options. The rogues can't gain like expand back or whatever, like platinum or thing like that. So it doesn't really help that much with the pile out. We could expand the rogues or the haggler, because those aren't going to really contribute towards the pile out except for getting us money, which we don't really need because platinum and a couple coppers is enough to buy and expand. All right, with that in mind, let's start by expanding haggler to expand. Okay. And we've also got 7 coppers. We could expand the platinum. We get expand rogue to expand, and then we draw. We've got 2 expands to get 2 more. Yeah, I think this all works. We can broker the rogue. We could broker the platinum, and then what are we doing with the groom? So the 2 expands. One of them expands platinum. One of them expands the landing party, let's say, or well, it could be the rogue. Whatever. I'm part of it. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing with the groom, and I think it doesn't really matter. But I guess I'll get another ironmonger. And then, sure, we'll broker the platinum for draw. Obviously, this is like overkill, but expand. Landing party to expand. I guess we can expand ironmonger to expand. And then draw that. And then expand to expand. And then get the we've already emptied piles. I'm just trying to figure out, so we can definitely get a colony like right now. What else can we do though? If we rogue something back and we expand something, the best we can do, we can get a province. Okay, that works. Yeah, I don't know what the heck the bot was doing here. Like I said, I wouldn't mind landing parties in the deck, but that does not seem like the priority for cost to be gaining. Compared to Herald and Ironmonger. The bot also didn't play with Broker, which I think, like, early on the Broker is like only okay, like trashing the shelters. It is nice to get the shelters out of the deck, but the reward isn't that high. But the Broker ability to trash, a card for like a ton of draw on this board that doesn't have otherwise like that great a draw, I think is really nice. I do think in the end, the duration of Fied Heralds proved to be a significant improvement on normal Herald on this board. I don't know that they would have necessarily on any given board, but on this one, because there's a lot of copper and it's kind of like, I don't know. I could imagine building a deck that trashes the copper, but I kind of think not. So yeah, I think this was actually a pretty substantial upgrade here. It's part of the reason you didn't have to trash the copper is because of that. So yeah, I just think the bot's game plan didn't amount to a whole lot. It did, I guess it did manage to expand its shelters. What else did it do with these expands? I don't know. I mean, I'm the one who trashed a silver with broker for draw, and then all this other stuff is me trashing. So yeah, not really sure what was being accomplished there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.